The Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa has called for a special court that will be devoted to cases of terrorism to make the effort of all security agencies in the country to become noticed. Speaking during interview with Seun Okinbaloye of Channels Television during a political today, General Musa said terrorists do not respect borders, calls on Nigerians not to give terrorists space. He said that for Nigeria to defeat terrorists, everyone must be on board. Reacting to the financials of terrorists, General Musa disclosed how some terrorists get their funding. Speaking also, he gives reasons for burning of some vessels of oil theft and calls for stringent measures, and Seun Okinbaloye calls for amendment of laws that will not encourage terrorism. Speaking on security, General Musa said teaching of security in schools will help security forces. Gbemiga Olamikon of GTV Africa, who monitored the interview on Channels Television, bring this for you.
That we cannot fight for ourselves. Thank you so much, and good job that you and your men have been doing.
Thank you very much.
Having said that, there's still a lot of work to be done.
Still work to do.
Can you bring us up to speed? So many arrests, over 200 we understand. But where are we today in our war against terror and in defending our territorial integrity? Is there a summary that you can give us as to where we are today?
Yeah, thank you very much, Seun. Always a pleasure to be here. And thank you again for appreciating what the troops are doing. I think that goes a long way, really raising the morale of the troops. And that's what we want to also inform Nigerians that is always very important. These are a few good guys that are standing up to ensure that people can sleep well, Nigeria can continue to thrive well and develop. And it's very important that we make them understand that we appreciate what they're doing, the sacrifice. It's not easy. They have families just like any other person, and they're standing there day, night, rain, storm, whatever, and doing so well. Where we are now is, I think we should be very grateful that things are really picking up well. Yes, we'll not have 100%. I don't think there's any country that has 100% of peace. These issues will be going. And you know, 16 years we've been at this, and it's not something within 2 years that will be able to stop it. But I can tell you we've made giant strides. We just mentioned about the Ansaru commanders that were arrested. This is one of the most significant arrests that have been made. And getting the two of them shows how detailed and how the planning went through, and that's how they were able to pick the two of them. These are guys that have been hunted for a very long time, and we're able to get them. And it shows that the intelligence and the operational works are working together. And for us, what it really has changed is that we have the synergy with all the organization. What we are doing is we are doing all of the nation approach in dealing with this, and that's why you see these successes are coming in. It's not going to be easy. It's not just going to stop overnight. But like I can tell you that north, south, east, west, central, all things are improving by the day. It's going to get well. It's going to get better. But we need to work at it. And then we're not going to rest on our oars, because the tendency is you think you have done this and then you go to sleep. No, it means there should be more work. Now we have to go deep down, and that's what we're doing. And I want to assure Nigerians that besides seeing the physical that we're doing, there are people that are working covertly day and night, picking out these guys, picking out all those cells that are sleeping, spreading all over, and we're keeping them in the mute and taking care of them. And so I can assure you that it's going to be better, and it will continue to be better.
Particularly, and speaking with you tonight, you stand as a figure representational of a lot of people in uniform.
Correct.
And I don't usually do that, but I like to call out a few people. The likes of Tosin Ajayi at the DSS, the man in the NIA, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, those who are doing quiet work that Nigerians don't hear. Some of them, they cannot talk. Some of them, they cannot say what they are doing. But they are quietly working on the ground. Our nation has been besieged by these elements that want to bring our nation down, and they're killing innocent people. Imagine those who went to mosque early in the morning, early morning prayers in Malum Fashi local government area, and they butchered, killed them in the mosque. How how dastardly
How
can
callous,
that, how callous can
and that is what we're saying. Now you look at what is driving this kind of people. How can you just wake up, go and see individuals and just kill them? It shows you there's a lot of evil, there's a lot of deranged individuals that are just going around because of ideologies they feel that people must be with them. If you're not with them, then you're an enemy. And that's why you see them taking either Christians, Muslims, because they don't respect religion, they don't respect border. And that is very critical. And that's why we want to appeal to Nigerians, especially those that think they can hide them for one reason or the other. Because why this thing keeps on thriving is we have some individuals that still support them, directly or indirectly, either through giving them funds, providing fuel, providing logistics that keeps them going, hiding them. And that's why we appeal to all Nigerians to put hands together. If we don't give them space, they will never try. And that's the best way to go about it.
Who support? We know the war is there, and we cannot. We report these things every day: the killings, the attacks, and we know that it's far from over. But we are together in this war, and get our confidence here on this side as a media, as a leading voice in the media space, that we will support you in terms of information management and all whatnot. We will still ask critical questions, but know that you've got our support.
I know,
and we are in this
appreciate
we may not carry the guns, but in spirit, we are in this together.
And it's part of the non-kinetic effort we're talking about, because we are enlightening the public. This opportunity for us to talk to them directly, to know that they are partners, we are all partners in progress. For us to defeat this, we need everybody to be on board.
The defeat must first come.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
General, let's begin our conversation true and true. And I'd like to ask you some very tough questions tonight, beginning with a long-time promise of government, not only in this government, about the announcement of terrorism financiers in this country. Why is it difficult to name names of those who are financing terror in this country?
Well, I think the process is on. I mean, for this government, I can say that just last week, the Attorney General and other ones have gone to Giwa to go and check, because it has to do with a lot of legal issues. And because, again, it has to do with international connections. Some of them have funds coming from outside. We cannot do anything from within.
So we know that we know some of these elements.
Like the ones,
the local ones.
The local ones, what they do normally is they try to employ a few individuals, provide motorcycles to them, something to do, and those ones are remitting funds daily into some accounts.
Really?
Yes, so it's been tracked. Those are issues.
So all the monies they get from the bandits go into...
So they try to circulate this money, and that's why it's important for us to be able to track those things. And the NFIU has been doing so much. There is so much going, apart from the intelligence setup, the financial links are also being followed true and true, and arrests have been made. And I can assure you that the Attorney General of Federation, the NSA are all working seriously to ensure that we address those issues.
What would you say is the ideological backing for financing terror on Nigerian soil? Take from the Northeast region, and I'd like to be educated if there is some kind of funding for banditry too, because we do know that terror in the Northeast is being backed by some foreign elements and with connivance with local elements. Is banditry also being backed by foreign funding?
You know, they work. You know, criminals work together. They've synergized their efforts together, both the bandits and the terrorists working together, because one, a common goal. They want to make money. They want to just make sure that the communities are not suffering for whatever reason. And again, some part of politics. You know, some individuals don't also want, when there is peace, it shows that the government is doing well. And when there's no peace, it shows the government is not doing well. And I mean, you realize that last year we had the least number of deaths throughout last year. Then how come this year, then suddenly everything has spiked up? Because politics is coming in, elections are coming in. So you cannot rule out the fact that some people are also controlling them, making sure that they show that there is no peace.
Makes Nigeria ungovernable and discredit the government.
But you see, the funny thing is that how will you want to govern people that you want to kill? Or how do you want to kill the people you want to govern? What do you gain from it?
Are you not able to identify these political elements who are using security as a political tool?
Yeah, you know, work is in progress.
Let Nigerians know that.
Yes,
people should not vote for people who want to kill.
Work is in progress.
So that they can get advantage.
They don't care what happens. I can tell you the DSS, the NIA, the NFIU, the DIA are all working assiduously to ensure that. And again, because it has to do with the legal system. Sometimes legal intercepts, you take it to court, it's knocked out. What reason? One reason or the other. Again, this brings us to the legal system. We have to also review our legal, because some of the punishments and prosecutions are too
we need a
too
special
big.
security tribunal to prosecute.
Well,
this is part of where
I don't want
was
to say
going
special.
to
If I say tribunal, it might look as if it is a military kind of say we're in a democracy. So maybe if we have special courts that will treat cases as quickly as they are, and that is very important. And I think we need to also review the punishment for offenses. We need to do that so that we make it very. I give you an example in the South. We arrest a vessel, we take care. How much is it? They give them peanuts and the vessel is back. And that's why we started burning them. But again, people started talking about the environment. So you are now caught between the devil and the devil city, which is, for us, burning those items once they are found arrested, we started having peace. But as long as we keep on arresting them and handing them over and they go through the legal system, it becomes a problem.
It takes a longer
time to prosecute.
And
when you take, and I'll give you an example. You make arrest and you bring up and you go in, risk all your life, make an arrest, and you take it, and they give you for one reason or the other technical issues, the item is released. Tomorrow you think that soldier is ready to sacrifice himself to go and make arrest again, it becomes a problem. But if these laws are stringent, even for terrorism, in the South, in the Middle East, terrorism cases are serious cases. If your name gets in there, you are nobody, even your family member, nobody will come. You have to extricate yourself.
Yeah,
and so we have to make it more stringent.
Yeah, and I take this opportunity to talk to lawmakers because they represent every part of the country. They are recess right now. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, should be listening. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas, should be listening tonight. That the frustration the military said they are experiencing isn't about our body of laws and how long and how frustrating some of our legal system is encouraging terrorism. Can we do something about it? If truly some of you serve in the interest of Nigerians, let's start doing something and let's start kicking some of these in off our list of things that frustrate our effort in keeping our country safe. So the legal system is a bit frustrating.
It is frustrating.
We need to unbundle
it and we'll make it faster and then make it more stringent. I think that will really change, because once people don't know that they can get away with anything, I mean, that's impunity sets in, and that's critical, and we cannot prosecute.
We know this, in fact, plus the names and the lists that were inherited from the Buhari government. So we have a long list of terror financiers, right?
Of course, yes.
So, but it's difficult to name them.
No, it's not difficult, but I don't know them because I don't work directly. But I can tell you that the Attorney General is working on it. Prosecutions have started. I'm sure you know that those ones that did the bombing are already facing prosecution. Yeah. So from their facts, we're getting information and we're treating it as quickly as possible.
And we understand that they have some safe havens in some countries. Are we getting the needed support from some of these countries?
No, of course we are. The problem is that, since Libya fell, that's where the problem started.
Our disaster started.
Disaster started since Libya fell. And now Libya, Sudan is in turmoil.
The Sahel.
The Sahel is open.
It's open.
They have markets where you go there, you can buy any kind of ammunition you want, any kind of weapon you want that is ungoverned.
Not even in the black market.
Not anything you want to buy, you can get
market.
Open. And then everybody flows through, and then the borders are just... And then you understand that Niger is there, Burkina Faso, Mali are also having this issue with the Sahel terrorism. And everybody's interest is to come to Nigeria because they feel Nigeria is rich, Nigeria is large, they can come in and do a lot of things in Nigeria. And one issue we have again is, Nigerians opening that door. Where we have large hearts. But again, we have to think of security. Sometimes these guys come in and we say, look, these are our brothers, these are our sisters, these are people coming in, but they don't mean us good. The Lakrawas, when they came in, that was the issue. Boko Haram, when they started, that was the issue. We allow them to fester until they become monsters and start eating us, then we start complaining. We should never allow anybody, any foreigner, an inch of our land, for whatever reason.
But our borders are porous, General.
Yeah, but efforts have been made, but again, we need to do a lot, and especially with our neighbors. And I want to assure Nigerians that we're still working together with the AES countries, because we know we need them. We need them to be stable. Because if your neighbor is in trouble, the way it is now, you have to stand strong.
Is the military junta in those countries helping at all?
No, we're working with the military. We're working with the military because we know the importance that we must secure ourselves together. Working together, that's one is basic.
So there must be stability in those
we need nations, them to be stable. If not, we're in trouble.
And the most vulnerable country, states like Sokoto,
yes,
Maiduguri.
seven states
across the
1,500 kilometers.
Yeah,
it's
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
And I described to someone how vast those borders are. It's as though you're traveling all the way from Lagos to about Abuja.
No,
that's or more than.
No, Lagos to Maiduguri.
To Maiduguri.
Yeah,
that's how far.
That's how far it is.
Our borders. So just imagine that unmanned and ungoverned. Those borders are.
Nigeria has 4,000 kilometers of border. 4,000 kilometers. Yeah. So it's massive, and that's why it's important that we have bilateral relationship with all the. We're working together with Cameroon, with Chad, with Niger, with Benin Republic, and all this. In fact, when Benin Republic was attacked, we had to send our aircraft to go and provide some level of support for them. Otherwise, it will have been, because if anything happens to them and we say it's not our business, when they come in, it's going to be our business.
So Nigeria military is not only safeguarding Nigeria.
No.
Nigeria is the father of the other smaller countries.
We have done
Keep
that
them safe.
Yes.
And Niger, for example, Niger is bigger than
1.5 times the size of Nigeria.
Exactly.
But with a very small population.
With a very small
so
population.
They have so much space on that is ungoverned.
Yes. And you see these guys.
And that's a challenge.
They attack and they move. They attack and they move in.
Very well.
Difficult, isn't it?
Very difficult. Very.
Give us an understanding. How many years has the military been chasing the Emir of Ansaro and his deputy?
No, it's been a long time. When they started about, I think, 5-6 years ago, when they came out really into tracking them. And, you know, they kept on moving because, again, they cover through darkness. They have some level of support from the locals. Sometimes the ignorance of the locals is what they play at. They make you think it's religion. No, we're doing this. We're just preaching. We're not doing anything. We're your brothers. We're this. The intention is always different. When the Lakurawas came in, the Lakurawas were established in Niger. Now, when those ones within the border area saw them, they were in trouble, they said, okay, no, why not come to Nigeria? Come to us and be friends. Let's work together. We're going to feed you. They started feeding them. When they couldn't feed them, they started tasking the locals. When the locals couldn't do, they now started attacking them. It's always like that.
Has Lakurawa been taken out?
No, we're on the process. A lot of inroads have been made on it, and then we'll continue to push it well. They are taking advantage of the forest. You know, we have a very long forest, so when they go in, it's difficult to track them. But working with the intelligence and the troops, we're making inroads.
Serious. There are those who say you are from Kaduna State.
Yes.
And there's relative peace in Kaduna.
Yes.
Is it coincidence?
Well, I think it's what we did is that the non-kinetic effort does a lot. Does a lot. And again,
and where you come from, your area is the most embattled.
I'm from Zango. Yes, I'm from Zango.
Zango areas around the forest towards Katsina,
Zamfara, yes,
very, very dangerous. And all of a sudden, we have a CBS from Kaduna, from Zango, Qatar, and there is some kind of.
You know, it was the setup. It was the setup before now. There were individuals, they were pushing these things deliberately to make the area untenable, deliberately. So the individuals were out and were able to come and talk to the people, say, look, we have to live in peace. Everybody has to shine his eyes. Anything you see, report. We now were able to look at the gaps that were existing and we make sure we block them. So we denied them the ability to get logistics, to move freely, and that was the trick. Those are the same things we're applying everywhere. So gradually, we're applying that in Kaduna. It's working. We're moving into Jos. We're moving into
Zamfara needs it a lot.
Yes.
And even Katsina.
And Katsina.
About 6-7 local government is very troubled.
Very well. And that's we're spreading in quietly. You know, the areas what's helping those areas is informants. The level of informants in these areas I've never seen. You are seeing people that are killing. Why are you supporting them? Why are you giving them support? They look at the number of troops, they tell them we have soldiers that are going there, 30 in number, they're moving in trucks, this is where they're going to, this is where that information is flowing to these guys as quickly, and then they want to react. And because there are many, you know, they are moving in the border, they cross quite easily and come in. So those are the areas we're putting. So Nigerians, and that's why I also said that it's important for us to start teaching security right from primary school. Our neighbors, if you go to them, they know what security is. If you go there as a foreigner, before you know it, they're calling the gendarmes on you. We have heard there's a foreigner here. What's he doing here? The gendarme comes to pick you, identify yourself.
Would you encourage an average Nigerian to learn combat skills, to learn how to protect themselves?
No, I think that one should be taken. It's like learning driving, learning how to
combat skills,
how to swim.
Every parent should start teaching them.
It is a survival instinct. Forget even whether we have war or not. It's a survival instinct. And that's where you see in Europe, swimming is compulsory. Learning and teaching about security, because you have to know what security means. Sometimes you see individuals, you see somebody coming in, you don't know who he is, no background check, nothing. Even before independence, Africa, if you come into any community, people know, find out who are you, what are you doing. But nowadays, I don't know whether it is...
see something,
yeah,
say something.
No, that's how you help the security forces.
General, Nigerians continue to bury loved ones from terror attacks, from Plateau to Zamfara to Benue. How do you explain tonight to grieving families that the government is truly in control of this security crisis?
Yeah, because there's been a marked improvement. I mean, we cannot just, like I said, we cannot just stop it overnight. These guys, what they do is that they look for soft targets. These same informants will tell them there are soldiers here. They look for and identify where there is nobody, and they strike. Most of these areas, there is no network. Before you even get the information, they have gone. And before you react to those areas, you go. And that's what we're saying that it's important for us to have infrastructure, dividends of democracy. Because again, that helps to ensure that people don't get recruited quite easily. Because it's this easy way of recruiting these people into the system that makes it a lot. We are taking out weekly so many, but you'll be surprised that so many are also coming in.
I was going to ask
and those are the issues on ground. Yes,
because President Tinubu, part of the promises before he got into office, and when he got into office, he promised to make security his #1 priority. More than a year later, 2 years after, kidnappings and mass killings still dominate the headlines. So why does it look like the reality is not matching the promises?
Yeah, but like I told you, there is never any country in the world that is crime-free. No country in the world, and it's not possible. As long as there's humanity, there will be crisis.
But would you say that Nigeria is safer today than it was 2 years ago?
There's a lot of improvement. The president is doing so much to support us. And again, you know, the humanitarian departments also doing their own bit, and everybody trying to rally around. Like I said, it's a whole of society approach to this, not one-sided. Before now, people used to think it's just a military solution, but we said no. The non-kinetic effort does a lot in ensuring that people don't get recruited, and once they cannot be recruited, they cannot survive. And that's why it's important for the communities not to allow them thrive within themselves. There's a lot of things going on and a lot of actions being taken.